Hello, I'm Olly Skillman-Wilson, lead artist on Big Robot's upcoming The Signal from Tölva. It's a game about warring robot factions and mysterious alien archaeology, set against an epic, open sci-fi world, the planet Tölva. Tölva's world and tone are exciting for a number of reasons, but in this video, I'm going to focus on how we crafted its visual style. I'm going to talk about how we achieved the game's distinctive painterly look, and hopefully give you some insight into our process. Big Robot is a small development team. There are only 4 full-timers, myself included. But we were fortunate enough to have attracted the interests of phenomenal concept artist Ian McHugh to work with us on the project. Ian's work for Rockstar on the Grand Theft Auto series may be familiar in gaming circles, but his exquisite sci-fi paintings are legendary in the wider art world. The tone and structure of Tölva's landscapes and architecture, its characters, and unique junkyard technology aesthetic is the result of his influence. With such fabulous art at our disposal, we felt that somehow translating and capturing the essence of Ian's 2D work in our 3D world was essential for the project. This meant taking Ian's sketches and paintings and finding common shapes, colours, types of brushstroke, silhouettes and so on to form a McHughian language. Often robots, vehicles or ships were chunky with lots of rectangular protrusions breaking up their silhouettes. Layering of details was important, with colour often going from darker to lighter as the layers got closer to the exterior. Angles were often a few degrees off from being parallel with each other, but still consisting of straight lines, rarely curved. The dumpier a spaceship, the thinner its aerials and wires, contrast from form. We could use these style guidelines to judge how well something would fit in the world and how close it was to the source. Converting this language into a workflow, a process by which I could regularly and reliably produce recognisably McHughian game assets, was to be my challenge on this project. Good modelling is essential and a stunning texture won't save a bad model, but texturing drives a lot of Tölva's look and helps distinguish it from other games. It's also what was most clearly imitable from Ian's concepts. We were fortunate enough to be given access to the very brushes that he utilises most frequently, and to such effect in his paintings, and using these I was able to create an automated process that streamlined the texturing of hundreds of assets. We essentially created a system where I fed in my high polygon sculpts and a McHughian texture was churned out for me to tweak and finesse. This works by taking McHugh's special brushes in Photoshop and creating a tiling pattern with each, attempting to recreate a certain type of painterly stroke or scribble that could be found in any given concept piece. With these masterstrokes, I could tile relatively convincing McHughian patterns across a surface. I combined this process with a series of area masks for each model, basing each mask on things as simple as areas of panelling, right down to a texture-wide mask for scratches, or a shadowy crevice mask based on an ambient occlusion bake. Each model could have around half a dozen area masks like this, and I could then judiciously apply each of my McHughian tiling textures to a specific area mask, tinting its colour and using the pattern to break up the edges in Photoshop. But there's more to capturing the McHughian look than shapes and brushstrokes. It turns out Ian's art is also uniquely suited to modern rendering techniques. PBR, or physically based rendering, has become a buzzword and marketing tool as its adoption has spread, symbolising a graphical upgrade over traditional game rendering. More detail, more realism, more immersion. Much as I love all those things, its most important contribution from the artist's perspective is having a controlled environment within which to work. McHugh's paintings have a naturalistic quality to their lighting. His colour palettes have a fairly limited range. There are few bright whites or really dark blacks, much like real-world albedo colour values, and it turns out this is ideal for physically based rendering. It allows a PBR lighting model to really shine, without being overpowered or limited by overly saturated or contrasting texture colour values. PBR is not a style, it's a tool. Having this linear colour space PBR setup means we are generating accurate colour values in the render that, before tone mapping, exceed the screen's full brightness value. They are brighter than white. This is what makes the render high dynamic range. We use these values on our light emitting materials particularly to trigger a bloom effect, but also to illuminate any dirt or scratches on the lens that you're viewing the game through. Nothing says sci-fi like bright blinking lights. We hope you'll find the results of this as satisfying as we do. We're immensely proud of the world we've created based on Ian's exceptional art and our own painstaking process. You'll be able to explore this world for yourselves in early 2017, and we can't wait to hear what you think. Thanks for watching. For a more detailed account of our art process, please check out the blog.